Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Doctor, how
So
are you?
we are starting in 30 seconds, so we have 55 people. Uh, so um, I would like to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone, wherever you are from. My name is Dr. Lamin. I'm going to be the moderator. I'm the director and lead consultant for CEC Africa Consulting. So our agency has been in educational consulting business for the past 18 years, and we have been helping African and Asian students to find a way to study abroad. So today we are having a special webinar or information session that is very important. We have with us Miss Enora, is the operation lead of Passage. Passage is a Canadian company that give international student loan to study in selected Canadian higher education institutions. So she's going to make a presentation, and so I will ask everyone to stay muted, mute your mics, and of course there's a question and answer session. If you have any questions, you can put in your questions. At the end of the presentations, Ms. Enera is going to answer all your questions. Once again, I want to thank every student, our partners, and parents who join us from all over Africa. Thank you. And Ms. Enara, the floor is yours. You can start, and then after the presentation, then you can take the questions. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Lehman. It's nice to meet everybody. Hi, I'm Inara. I'm the operations lead at Passage, and I'm so excited to talk to everyone here today. One thing I would love from everyone, if you do have the bandwidth and the connection, if you can turn your camera on, that would be incredibly helpful for me, just so I can see everyone's faces. If you have the connection, it'd be nice to see everyone who's on this call right now. I'm so excited to talk to everyone here about this opportunity we have at Passage. So I want to start off with the mission. What is Passage's mission? So our mission is to provide access to life-changing opportunities in education and employment. So what does that look like? We want to fund international students to come study here in Canada. Right now, what happens is international students that do come and study here in Canada, they usually end up becoming the top 1% of their countries in wealth. So they have the money, the funding to come study here in Canada. We want to help students that are incredibly bright, they're talented, they're ambitious, they want to come study here, but maybe they don't have all the funding to study here in Toronto. And we want to help those students. We want to help students that want to come here, want to study here, want to work here, and we want to be able to provide a loan to them. So I'll go into those details, but feel free to message any questions. You can also unmute. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, questions, just drop them there. You can also unmute your mic. I'm happy to answer any questions during the presentation as well. But let's get started. So that's a little bit of the high-level mission of who we are. So I'm just going to start sharing a few slides. So just going to admit some more people. Okay. So I'll be sharing my screen. Perfect. So what does a loan opportunity look like? We are providing loans of up to $65,000 for international students to get funding for tuition and for living costs. So usually schooling here in Canada is 4 to 5 times more expensive than a domestic student. We're able to provide a loan to international students that will help cover the tuition and living costs. So instead of paying everything out of pocket, now you only need some amount of money to pay this loan. You can break it down into monthly installments. Right now, we actually have a partnership with George Brown College. Anyone familiar with George Brown? George Brown College is one of the best colleges in Canada, and we have a direct partnership with them where we're funding some of their courses that are based on the labor market here in Canada. I'm just going to add a few more people that have joined this call. So the way it works is, oh, I see a lot of hands raised already. You are echoing. Thank you. Perfect. Okay. Hopefully the volume's okay.
Yeah,
So
the volume is okay. Good afternoon.
yeah, okay, perfect. So let's do this actually. Let's go through a quick 10-minute presentation and then I'll take all the questions just so you get all the information first. That works with everybody. So what happens is a lot of international students that come study here in Canada, sometimes you don't always look at the right courses for you. But we've actually done the work for you. We've done a lot of research. We've done a lot of data analysis to really figure out what are the best courses to come study here in Canada that is best aligned with the job market. So right now, Canada is going through a massive labor shortage. That's in healthcare, trades, and STEM. Science, technology, engineering, math. We help international students study in one of these fields so that they're able to get a top job once they're done. All of the programs that we are giving funding for, they all have post-graduation work permit eligibility, which means that you're able to work after you're done studying. You just need to find a job. All of these jobs, or all of these sectors, so healthcare, trade, STEM, they're all directly related to the job market shortage. So that means that there's a high availability of jobs. So there's a lot of jobs within these sectors. It means that there's high income because there's not a lot of people actually working in these jobs. And then 3, there's a high need for PR. So when you're actually applying for a permanent residency, there's a good chance you get it because there's more points that will allocate to your application because it's in a category for employment that Canada needs. So Canada needs nurses right now. Canada needs PSWs. Canada needs people in construction, in carpentry, in computer technicians, and so forth. So I just wanted to give you a quick brief on that. So I'll go back to the slides. So yes, George Brown College is our main partner right now for September. In the future, we'll have more schools that Dr. Lehman will tell you about, but right now our main focus is George Brown. George Brown College is also in Toronto, so Toronto, Ontario in Canada. Toronto is the main city in Canada. That's where I live. That's where most of the opportunities are. Even if you study elsewhere, most people end up moving to Toronto. So it's a great opportunity because you're studying in the main city. So yeah, like I was mentioning, the main sectors that we're focusing on are skilled trades, healthcare, and STEM. So these are all the programs that are aligned with where Canada is also going. We have a labor shortage in STEM, healthcare, skilled trades, and the above figures you see are averages of what you could be making. So if you study a program in STEM, you can make an average of $70,000. Healthcare, you can make about $53,000. Skilled trades, $63,000. So what does our loan structure look like? Before I do that, I'm just going to add the few people who've joined in. Perfect. So what does the loan structure look like? The loan is up to $65,000. The interest rate is 11.95%. It's a 7-year loan. Even though it's a 7-year loan, you can prepay it earlier. So there's no fees, there's no charges if you want to pay it off in 6 years, 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, even 2 years. That is totally up to you. we require something called collateral. Collateral is a cash upfront payment to unlock the loan. So let's say you want a $40,000 loan. To get $40,000, you put down 25% of that loan amount. That is $10,000. You put down $10,000. We are using Flywire. You send that money to Passage. We will use that money to pay back your loan. It just helps with the monthly repayment because now your repayment will be lower since we already have $10,000. And yes, this is a very good chance of getting a study permit approved because we're providing a proof of financial support letter, which says that you have 1 year of living expenses, and depending on the course, it's your tuition payment. So 1 year or 2 years. How does the loan dispersal work? So tuition, we will pay directly to George Brown College. For living costs, we pay about $1,700 every month to you for the first year. So that's where you will use for rent, groceries, anything like that. How does the repayment work? So repayment starts 1 month after school starts. Let's say if you're coming here for September, repayment starts in October. How does this entire loan process work? So first, through Dr. Lehman, we're working with him through CEC Turk to get students funding, especially from Cameroon. So you would be applying for George Brown College, applying for the loan. You will get the LOA. The LOA is a very fast LOA. If you're eligible, you'll get your letter of acceptance in less than a week. So in less than 7 days, we're able to provide you with the LOA. You will provide the upfront payment, which is a cash collateral, get a letter of support, and then you can start submitting your study permit. So we can go into a few examples of what that also looks like. So on a high level, that is how Passage works. I'd like to go a little step deeper on what the programs are that we offer and how would like one example of a loan look like. So let me share this screen this time. So these are all the programs that we will get funding for. So we have computer systems technician, mobile application development and strategy, mechanical technician, tourism and hospitality. I saw somebody message on the chat for that one. We have carpentry, office administration, health information management, construction, food tourism, cloud computing, blockchain, dental office, early childhood, AI, cybersecurity, information systems business analysis. We have practical nursing, and we have personal support worker. So from all of these courses, you can choose. These are all post-graduation work eligible, and they're all directly aligned with Canada's job market. So that is the best part of it. Yeah. Hopefully all of this is making sense. I'm just making sure everybody's also getting added into the call. Yeah, okay, good. I see some thumbs up. So let's actually go to an example. So what would this look like? So let's say you're interested in mobile application development and strategy. All of our programs are either 1-year program or 2-year program. They're all certificate, diploma, or graduate certificate. We do require English. Oh, actually, never. Yeah, we do require English proficiency depending on the country you're in. We require transcripts. And then what does this loan actually look like? So here is the loan. You can either get tuition and living costs or tuition only. Tuition only applies to you if you have a GIC for living costs. So if you pay $20,000 to get GIC for living costs, then you're good. Otherwise, I think most of you will be going through the tuition and living costs loan. So let's say you're interested in a tuition and living costs loan. Let's go through these numbers of how this loan would work. So the total tuition, it's a 1-year program. It's $20,000. So to study this program, it's a 1-year program. It costs $20,000. To live in Canada for 1 year, it also costs about $20,000. That means to study here for 1 year, to live here for 1 year, your total amount of how much you would need is $40,000. Now that's a lot of money, not just for students, for anyone. So this is where the passage loan comes in. That now becomes your loan amount. The interest rate is 11.95%, and there's no penalty if you pay earlier. It's a 7-year loan, but if you want to pay it back earlier, that is totally fine. Here's what you need. This is the cash collateral I was talking about in the beginning. So instead of paying or having $40,000, you now need only $10,000. So students need to put some amount of cash collateral. It's 25% of this loan amount. Usually, some situations might be different, but you put down $10,000 to unlock the loan. This money gets used to repay the loan. So this is how you're going to be repaying the loan back. You only pay this after you get your letter of acceptance. You don't have to pay it before. How it works is, let's say everything goes well. You apply, you got in, you pay your cash collateral, we accept it, you got your study permit. In September, you're here. In October, we start paying living costs. So we start paying about $1,700, $1,700 in monthly installments to you every month for the first year. So we're giving you $1,700 every month for the first year. This is used for living costs. So it's used for rent, groceries, and other bills. Monthly repayment, so paying back this loan, also starts 1 month after you start school. So it starts in October. So really, it's because you're getting $1,700 in your bank account, it's really $1,700 minus $600. So you're getting $1,700 from passage. We're taking out $600. So you have $1,100 left every month to use for rent, to use for groceries. After the first year, you're just paying back $600 every month. $600 is getting paid back every month. We also provide a proof of financial support letter. So this letter is crucial for your visa application. It shows that you have money for tuition and for living costs. It makes your application incredibly competitive. And it shows that the money's in a Canadian bank account, which the government usually prefers. So this is what the loan looks like. I will actually pause here if anybody has any questions about the loan. I'll be looking to the chat if you have any questions about the loan so far. Okay, so there's a lot of questions so far. So here's what we can do actually. Let me just wrap it up, and then afterwards we'll go into a Q&A session. So that is mainly what the program looks like, high level. We're partnered with Georgia College. We're so excited to provide funding to students who are eligible. You've kind of seen the loan details where we provide loans for tuition and for living costs. It's tuition, either a 1-year program or a 2-year program. And then living costs is just for your first year. Right now, we're working with CEC Turk. And when you actually build these applications, you'll be going towards Dr. Lehman to actually help you create these applications. He's our direct partner. But yeah, that is all the information that you need to know to get started. Now we can go into a questions and answer session, so Q&A session, and I can help answer any questions. So let me just open the queue. Perfect.
Hello, I will want you to, please go ahead and give approval to some, those are outstanding waiting, please. They want to be part of the meeting.
There's no one waiting. So everyone.
No, there is. Musa is waiting.
Maybe I
Musa.
just added him, but I add people every few minutes.
Well, he said he's still waiting.
Nobody's in the wait room right now. I just added everybody. So.
Okay.
Maybe you could check.
Confirm Sorry.
Okay,
Let's
Musa,
let
Musa is in
confirm
now.
if.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm
Musa,
All
here.
right. All right.
Thank you.
he's
All
in
right.
now.
Good.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
please ask your question.
My question is, um, I'm representing my wife,
Mhm.
and she wants to study at George University, PSW, a year course, and I want to know if all the processing fee, tuition fee, and a year uh boost that you're gonna give,
Mhm.
is it all included, and the period of repayment after the studies at George University. That's what I want to know.
Okay. So all included, it includes your tuition costs and living costs. So let's say
Okay.
PSW is a 1-year course, I believe. So
Yeah.
tuition is paid, living cost for 1 year is paid.
Okay.
So that's what that includes. For
The processing fee.
the application fee or the
Yeah.
loan,
The application fee, is it part of the loan?
no, it is not part of the loan, but that's something you can discuss with Dr. Lehman of how to work with that. But
Okay.
for the
Thank
repayment,
you.
so repayment is done actually during school. So let's say she starts in September, she's eligible, she's here in Canada.
Okay.
Repayment starts 1 month after. So if she starts school in September, you start paying back the loan in October. But because we're providing living costs for the first year, she's still at a positive. So I believe the PSW one, it's like similar to what the example we just saw. So it costs about $20,000. You put down cash collateral of $10,000. Your monthly repayment is about $600 every month. So because we're giving her $1,700 every month for the first year, $600 is also coming out. She's now left with $1,000, $1,600 every month.
Okay.
Sorry, $1,100 every month for the first year. She uses that for rent. She uses that to pay her bills, groceries, things like that. And then after the first year, she's just paying back $600 every month for the next 6 years. So hopefully, Sagun, that answers your question.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Thank
have a
you.
question.
Yeah, please go for it.
Okay, so
Firstly, we will go with the question in Q&A. Then from there, we can take further questions. Because if you want, everyone want to answer the question, probably those who put the question in Q&A may not be answered, and we will go out of time. So,
Yeah.
Ms. Nera, I will start with one first question. The question says, hello, am I qualified to study hospitality and tourism management with a bachelor's degree in international relations?
So just reading in international relations. Yeah, what's good about PSW is you mostly just need English. As long as you have your English proficiency and some schooling done, usually it's more than 50% grades. So as long as you have more than 50%, you're eligible. So let me just open up PSW really quickly. So
He said he wants to study hospitality and tourism management, but he have a degree in international relations.
that's totally fine. So I'm just going to mute anybody that's not speaking right now. So so you have a master's in, I'm just making sure I read it right. So PSW is a different kind of course where some people study it even if they've already done a bachelor's. So I think PSW it's fine. For tourism, anybody who's usually done their bachelor's degree, I would recommend you to do a graduate certificate. That way, when you're actually going through immigration, it shows that you're upgrading. You're not downgrading, right? You're going up, and that's what's going to help you go through your study permit process. For a lot of these use cases, though, Dr. Lehman's your best person to really ask you about these recommendations because everybody's case is so different. And I'm working directly with him. So he'll bring me your case. He'll say, Inara, I have this student. Here's what's happening. I will say, okay, this is a good course. This works. This doesn't work. We want to make sure that we're pre-vetting all of the applicants before we even submit an application. So that way you have a really good chance of getting in and going through the whole process. So that was one of the questions. Let me go through the other one.
Hello.
Hi.
Presently I'm in Canada at Bellevue. I'm in Loyalist College.
Yeah.
And I want to put in because I'll be through by April next year. And also I want to pursue PSW.
Yeah.
Can you still assist me on that for the loan? And I wish to go to George University to study PSW. Can you be of assistance?
Yes, Dr. Lehman's your best person here. Please message anybody who's interested. Please message right after towards him. He will answer all the inquiries. So I'm going to go through the questions.
Hello. I have a question.
Yeah, let's just do this really quickly. I'm going to answer the questions on the chat very fast in 4 minutes, and then we'll go through all the verbal questions. That works with everybody?
So let me say this. We would appreciate if you can put your question in Q&A. It's going to be much easier to answer them than everybody wants to ask questions directly. Put your question in Q&A. We are going to do our best to make sure all of them are answered. Thank you.
So let me just go through these and fire away. So total cost of tuition fees for the one-year program depends on the program. Some are more expensive. Average cost is $20,000 for 1 year. Residents on-campus fees are not included in the loan. Well, they technically are. So we pay for living costs. So living costs is $1,700. That's going into your Canadian bank account. You can use it for your rent. You can use it for your groceries. It's anything. So that's up to you. Processing fees associated with the loan. No processing fees. There is the interest rate we talked about, but no processing fees. Repayment. Repayment starts 1 month after you start school. So let's say you all start in September. I'm excited. I will be doing your airport pickups, hopefully. And then 1 month later, that's when you actually start the payment of the loan. Okay, so we've answered those. Physiotherapy. There isn't any physiotherapy yet. We have personal support worker. We have nursing. We have some behavioral technician one, but no physiotherapy yet. Can you live in Canada only without study or with study? Right now with Passage, it's through studying. So if you want to come live here and study here, that is the route that we're using. Do you help with visa application for students dependent after their visa, please? No, we do not help with visas for dependents. I want to study master's in physiotherapy in Canada. No, not as of yet. So we don't do loans for physiotherapy. Does a firm help in finding a job? Not. So what we do is we find the best courses for you to study. Those courses have a job high availability. They have good high PR needs. So the goal is that you should be able to find those jobs. Are we permitted to come with our family? Usually that's with master's programs. These programs are diploma, certificate, postgraduate certificate. But that's something you'll have to do a little bit more research on depending on your use case and what program you go for. You pay back the loan in a few ways. In the first year, you're pretty good because we're paying for your living costs. So first year, really the money's coming out from there. You should still get a minimum wage job when you're in Canada. That will give you about $1,300 every month. And that's money that you can save for the next year. Because after the first year, you need to get a job. You need to start paying back because that payment is still due. No, so you cannot get a loan if you already have an acceptance from a school which is not in our list. We have a few other schools. Those schools are like Waterloo, McMaster, Queens. Those are all programs usually that are in computer science or mathematics, some of the most highly sought after programs. Yes, after the first year, there will be monthly payment for, students have to pay passage still. So again, first year living costs is just for 1 year. Monthly repayment starts after your first month here. So even after your first month, you are paying back to passage every month for a total of 7 years. So when is the best time to start applying for September 2025 intake? 2025 isn't open yet. Highly suggest everybody to apply for 2024 September, so in the next couple of months. We're still doing applications, but it is urgency right now. We need everybody to submit applications fast. Yes, you will get that list of courses. Dr. Lehman can send it to you after this call, I hope. Yes, open to all international students regardless of region, except for regions where there are sanctions right now. Logistics data, pharmaceutical service of the Gambia. So I might, health information management. Again, a lot of these courses, you need over 50%, and you're usually eligible in your cash collateral. Personal guide, that is Dr. Lehman. PSW, even if you've done physiotherapy, yeah, that actually might help your application because it shows that you've done some healthcare before. Are you going to stay here in Canada for 7 years? Yes, that is the goal. This is for students who want to actually live here in Canada and get PR and get jobs. That's why the loan is longer. So that way you're not in, so it's not hard for you to pay back the loan. But yes, we want everybody who's coming here to be able to stay here because that way you can get a good job here. Student loan conditions. So very quickly, high level, it's up to $65,000 for the loan. It's for tuition and the living costs, first year living costs. No, it does not include flight tickets. Can someone get a loan from you even if the person has a school LOA? No, just George Brown College. Unless there's another school on our website, but they're very specific programs. Yes, we also help international students in Canada. So if somebody's already here who's an international student, we can help them, but they still have to apply to George Brown College. It can't be any school. The living cost is compulsory. You either need it through Passage or AGIC. We don't want students to come here and then not have enough money to live here. Marketing, I would suggest probably our interactive media management course. That's a good one for anybody interested in marketing. Public health, some options are health information administration. There's PSW, there's nursing. Yes, there are loans for diplomas, certificates. So those are undergrad. And then for postgrad, there's a postgraduate certificate. If you don't have WIAC, please send that case to Dr. Lehman and we'll go through it. Yes, even if you have 1 year course, you still have 7 years to pay back the loan. Again, you don't need those 7 years.
So why you doing that?
To pay it off in 2 years, in 3 years, in 5 years, 6 years. That is totally fine. That would actually help you out in that time.
Is this pork? Mama that used to say you every day.
Hello, I don't know who is speaking. Please mute it.
And for every
Victoria Edeba, please mute your
Okay.
Please
So yeah, I think we're still good. Hello, I'm first year of engineering in Docker. Yeah, we have cybersecurity. So you can actually apply for the cybersecurity program. Collateral, no, it has to be cash collateral. We don't do any other types of like assets like land, investments. Minimum entry requirements, usually math and English, more than 50%. You start paying the loan 1 month after you start school. So let's say you start in September, you start paying back in October. So those are all the questions that, oh, one more. Yeah, so we can go through it. Dr. Lehman will send you a lot of those courses actually of what you can be eligible for. So how can I? So if you want to start in 2 years, it's very good. You've already started early. It's just September we are only doing September intake right now. So just keep tuned and you'll know when the next intakes are. Do we do PhD with major in law? No, we don't. Job is very important for this. So we put you into courses where there's high job availability. We expect you to also be able to find those jobs. Loan offer, yes, we have diploma. We have certificate. No, we do not have a PhD program with major in law. Okay, I think those are all the questions. Maybe we can open it up for anybody to ask.
So,
yeah.
Hello.
I would like to add that we have received some other questions that I will also like to ask directly. Some of them are not able to join due to connection issue. Just a second, I'll open the questions. The question is, I understand that a student need to give 25% as cash collateral. What happens in case the student visa is refused with the 25% cash collateral? Are there any administrative deduction of this fund? Thank you.
Very good question. So no, so it's a full refund. We understand it's not the student's fault, so we completely pay back that collateral. The full refund, no administrative fees.
Why is it that Passage is only giving loan for STEM program, healthcare, and skilled trades? Why not other areas of study?
Because we want to set you up for success. And that's where success is in Canada. Students too often study the wrong course. They'll pay $60,000, do the course, and when they're done, there's no job. We are helping you find that job, right? We're helping you get there closer. We're helping you study in courses that have job availability. If there's no job availability, what's the point? And you can't, then now you have this amazing, awesome diploma, you have this postgraduate degree or certificate. But if you're not able to work and if you're not able to make money, that is a big goal of what we want to do. We want to make sure that everyone here is able to get a job. And this is where we believe and where Canada is and where jobs are. So that is why we're focused on these sectors.
Okay, great ones. Another question. I am already in Canada studying in one of the colleges. Unfortunately, that college do not have Passage coverage. Is it possible for me to transfer to George Brown College and apply for Passage loan?
So you will need to withdraw from that college. So you would need to leave. You can either ask for a return. I'm not sure how far you are. If it's for September and you paid, you would have to figure out the return policy with your school, and then you can apply through Passage with George Brown College.
So there is another question, that is immigration. So I know that according to the Canada rule, you might not be able to directly answer this question. But I will just ask, when Passage is giving LOA, did they also give with a proof that a tuition fee has been paid? And then, because according to the IRCC, a student needs to approve that they have the money for the tuition, the cost of living, and the return transportation. Now, from the calculation, it is stated that Passage will give the tuition as well as the cost of living. But there is an additional need for student to prove that he have money to pay for his flight to Canada and return back. Would this money or the proof of document Passage gives also covers transportation?
Yeah. So no, the money will not cover transportation. That is on the student to cover. But we provide a proof of financial support letter. This letter is showing that the student has money for first year living and for the tuition. And that's what they will use for visa immigration.
Are there any penalties in case the student decide to pay a little bit earlier than the 7 years?
No, none. So it's actually great if that's the hope, right? We're trying to put you into careers where you're able to pay faster. So no, that would be awesome.
Are there any possibilities that Passage will very likely help students, probably maybe job fairs, or possibility for them to kind of get job post-study?
Not as of yet, but that is where we're working towards, right? That is what our end goal is. Not as of yet, but hopefully one day when we're doing this call again, I'm able to say we do have that available.
Yeah. So we all know that from January 2024, there have been some changes with IRCC. And of course, some are positive, especially when it comes to master's degree. Even it's a one-year program, students are still eligible for 3 years postgraduate work permit. Is this the case in the area of colleges? Like,
yeah,
for example,
go
on, please.
Yeah, I was going to say, so Georgetown College is actually one of those colleges that has been completely unaffected. And that's because it's a public college. It's the most reputable college in Canada. So it's been unaffected, which is awesome. So there's been no changes really with George Brown. So you can stay rest assured there. It's not a private college. And yeah, for postgraduate work permit, depending on the number of years you study, that's how many years of work permit you get. And all of the programs have eligibility for PGWP.
So
and then I think, yeah, let's do 2 last ones, and then I would love it for you to close, or us to close off.
Right. So I have just 2 questions to then from there I will make it so much. So these are just frequent questions that student has been asking all the time. So I just wanted to use the opportunity to. So the other question is, why Passage take as collateral 25% upfront?
So do you mind repeating that once more?
The question is, why do Passage take 25% cash collateral upfront?
Yeah, great question. So the reason why we take it is 2. First reason is we're giving out a lot of money here. It's very easy to give out a lot of money. It's very hard to get it back. And within this sector, we want to make sure we're working with genuine students. One way to get genuine students is having your skin in the game. That way you actually, when you miss school, you realize that you can't miss school. You want to study. You want to get a job. So we need you to have some skin in the game. And then 2 is it actually brings your monthly repayment down. So instead of getting the monthly repayment to be like $800 every month, $1,000 every month, depending on different courses, with the cash collateral, your monthly repayment is actually reduced. That's how we use it. So you would have been paying more, but with the cash collateral, you're paying less.
So the final question, has the new rule stated that before students could apply for study permit, they need to get a provincial attestation letter? Do Passage also help with the PAL before students apply for the visa?
Great question. So PAL is really interesting because we have seats at George Brown College. So Passage has its own seats there. We have a high confidence in getting PAL. So provincial attestation letter, we have a high confidence of that, which I think no other even schools have they have that, but they have so many students. So that's been very fortunate for something we have. So yeah, a lot of our students already have PAL right now.
Okay, thank you so much. I think these are some of the major frequent questions that have been parents have been sending us to our social media pages and emails.
Yeah.
So I just
I have a
want
question to ask.
Okay, Mr. Cisse, you can go ahead, please.
Yeah, my question is, Lamin, you might be aware what we faced over this end, the Gambia, I will call specific. If it has to do with appointment for the submission of your biometric data, the closest country with us is Senegal, which takes the longest time you can think of. So I'm not sure if there is any other direction that we can take beyond beyond Senegal to be Mali or to be Guinea Conakry. Because really, as we speak right now, I have 2 other students, those who are still awaiting for their biometric collections to be appointed, for the appointment to be given, and the school that they have applied for is just fast at the corner now.
Yeah, I can help take. Oh, go for it.
Okay, so what I will advise for that, we all have the same situation. So like I got a couple of students from our office in Benin, from Togo, who are also going to Ghana, and then this used to be a major problem in Ghana, even from Gambia household. So, but what we used to do, even our students from Senegal, we normally send them to the nearest place that the appointment is much faster. For example, Mali practically have appointment for biometric every day. They don't have, even you apply for today, you have possibility of getting tomorrow. Sometimes you can even do it early morning, and in the evening you have it. Ghana used to take almost 2 months plus, but now again in Ghana it's quite faster. You can apply today and you get tomorrow as well from Ghana. So I think that what can be done in that situation, Mr. Cisse, will be probably you look at the nearest country to go and apply. So it doesn't matter where you do your biometric, because we have been doing that for our students. So even you have like Mali, Guinea, anywhere, definitely your student can go in there. Thank you.
I have a question.
So I'm going to pause here. I can understand.
I have a question, please.
A lot of people have questions, which is awesome. Unfortunately, I have to jump on a different call, but here's what we can do. So I'll give you a quick closer. I want us to take a picture, and then I'll leave it to Dr. Lehman to answer more of your questions. And what you can do is you can directly go to him. So me and him talk every day. I will be answering all of his questions. He's going to be giving me all of your profiles. And I want to see everyone there. I want everybody to take advantage of this opportunity. I am so excited to come pick you up from the airport in Toronto, show you around. Seriously, that is why I'm here on, it's actually a day off today in Toronto, but I'm so excited to be here and talk to you all, because that's what kind of gives me motivation. But just wanted to say thank you, everybody, for joining the call. Honestly, this was one of my most calls I've ever been on. So I'm just so happy to see everyone so excited. And I'm so excited to go through this with Dr. Lehman as well, of who's interested to study here. And excited to greet you here in Toronto. So what I want to do as a last thing is take a photo together. So if everybody can use your camera.
If you can on your camera.
Will we have the presentation slides, please?
Yes. I can
it's very
the slides for sure.
Thank you.
For sure. So if everybody turns on your camera, we can do a quick photo.
If you can on your cameras. Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you, Peter.
We have a few more people. Okay, amazing. Everyone smile. Let me just see if I can get everyone into this. There's a lot of people, so it's hard to show everyone.
Yes, we have about 71 people right now.
Yeah, that's amazing.
A lot.
Okay, I've taken the. Thank you so much again for having me. It was, oh, I can make it bigger actually. Okay, everybody smile. Once more. Cameras on. Good, I see them coming on. Okay, big smiles. Amazing. Okay. So nice meeting everyone. I'm going to pass it off to Dr. Lehman to close. I'm going to head out, but I just want to say thank you again for having me here. And please go through the process with him, and he'll make sure that I'm able to see all of your profiles. Excited to see everyone in Toronto in September, and hope you all have a good rest of your day. So I'm going to exit, but I'll pass it off to Dr. Lehman.
Thank you so much, Inara. Thank you for the beautiful presentation. I know that's been a busy schedule, but you did everything to come up and then speak to our students. Thank you once again. So I'll take off from there, and we hope that we will have all these students, and we will send their profile. Passage will approve them for loans and everything. So just a summary of what Ms. Enera has said. So Passage is giving loan to international students to study in certain universities and colleges. So primarily, Passage is working with George Brown College. George Brown College is a public college in Toronto, Ontario, Toronto, in Canada. They are one of the best public colleges in Canada, actually. So they have certain programs like STEM mean science programs that are science, that are technical, that's technological programs, engineering program, and mathematics programs. They also have healthcare program like nursing and all health-related program, as well as skilled trade. When you talk about skilled trade, you talk about profession like carpentry, to be technician, AC technicians, welder, welding, and others. So these are, why do Passage actually choose this kind of program? Because they choose this program because Canada is having a labor shortage in these fields. So Passage wants to help in this. That's why they choose these programs that they know that when a student take this, one, immediately he finished studies, he is going to be qualified for PGWP, that is postgraduate work permit. Number two, it is easy route for a student to have a permanent residency. And number three, in getting a job is quite easy because these are, I mean, if you know Canada right now, they say this only in the area of skilled trade, Canada needs about 300,000 job employees to fill those areas. So this is what Passage is trying to do. What the government needs, that's what they are providing for the government to make it much easier, because it's much easier for them to train students and then later give them jobs than they bring in some employees. They have to train them to later get jobs. So that is a major reason. So how did Passage have this? If you want to go for university for master's program, so they have selected universities. You need to get acceptance letter by yourself, and then when you get acceptance from those areas, then you can come to Passage and ask for loan. So, but when this is a program from George Brown College, you do not actually need to disturb yourself with everything. All you need to do is send your profile to us. We also have certain partners. We have those from Nigeria and part of Benin. We have Gay Smart Venture. He can be able to help. I believe some of the students are also here. So we have Mr. Sanasise, he from Gambia. So he also help our students. So Mr. Sana will later, I will put his contacts here, those who are in Gambia and want to get in touch with him. So we also have Mr. Danny Connect from Zambia, is also our main partner there. Those who are in Zambia, they can get in touch with them. So we also have USCD from Rwanda is our main partner as well, those who are there, and many other partners that are around. So we have our offices in Benin Republic. We have admission expert from Ghana, Accra. So we have our office in Benin Republic, in Togo, and we also have recently opened one also in Kwara State in Nigeria. But JMAP's venture will also help all those who are in Nigeria, and then probably will probably want to meet one-on-one to have a consultation with them. So this is how it works. For example, you want to study in George Brown College, you want to study, let's say, graduate certificate, and the program is a one-year program. George Brown will pay your one-year tuition fee, and they will also give you a proof of fund later. They will pay because what the embassy need is three things. They want to see that the student have money to pay the one-year tuition fee. The student have money to pay for his cost of living. And again, they want to make sure that in case the student finishes and want to return back, he have the money to pay for his flight ticket. Even though your primary mission, what Passage wants, and also the program you are going, you have high possibility of getting permanent resident and stay in Canada permanently post your study. It is also important for us to know that a study visa is a temporal visa. In other words, when we say it's a kind of a non-immigrant visa, that is to say you are coming, but there is a possibility that you may not get a permanent residence. So they want to see that you, in case you don't have permanent residence, or in case you decided that, okay, you want to go back and probably you are not able to work for whatsoever reason, you are not going to be a burden on the Canadian government to ask them to help you money to pay for your ticket and return back. Okay, so that is something that is important for us to know. So Passage is giving these documents which have, because when we look at, I mean, according to the immigration, there are a lot of, if you look at the major reason why most of the study permits are refused, you will see that 7 out of every 10 refusal, the reason have something to do with proof of funds. It's either the bank statement is not enough, it doesn't have enough money, or the embassy do not have trust on the bank statement, or they do not believe that your sponsor have enough money, or they do not believe that your sponsor will definitely pay your school. Sometimes they do not even believe that the bank is an existing bank or is a reputable bank. So all these things sometimes lead to visa refusal. But with Passage, one, the tuition fee is totally paid to the institution. That is number one advantage. So when embassy is making evaluation, already they will see that you have paid tuition fee. Now they will say, let's put our focus on the proof of funds. So the 1 year cost of living, they will also see that, oh, the money is already secure. It's in fact in a Canadian bank. The Canadian bank will give a document that say that this student, we have this so amount of money for his 1 year cost of living. Of course, Canadian government will have more trust from their own bank than they will have a trust in our local African banks, because we all know that a lot of frauds go on, and they are quite aware. They have been dealing with people, they have been dealing with these. I've seen students that have been given 5 years ban because they use fake bank statements, because they have authored with the bank statement, because probably they do not believe one person giving, one sponsor giving his bank statement to 10 or 20 different people, and now they're even banning people on all that. So, I mean, you are now getting a document from a Canadian bank where they have more trust, because institutions from Canada will not go to that level to give you fraudulent documents. So the Canadian government or IRCC, the immigration, have more trust if that document comes from that. I'm quite aware some of you are, you know what direct stream visa stuff is, like those in Senegal, probably they know about that. And then normally if you want Canadian embassy to process your visa very fast within 2 weeks or less than a month, what they normally ask is, it's possible in Nigeria, it's possible in Senegal. What they ask is, you, for example, you have your English test, they do ask you to pay your tuition and also open a bank account in Canada and deposit your 1 year cost of living, what they call guarantee investment certificate, GIC. So when you have that, it is easier. Canada quickly process your study visa, and equally they have more trust. Your chances of getting visa are quite higher with that than the normal route of applying for study visa. So it's just like the same thing Passage is trying to do here in a more easier and more affordable way for students. They pay your tuition fee for you in totality. In fact, if your program is 2 years, they pay the entire 2 years tuition fee ahead and provide you the proof for that. They give you the letter of acceptance. They give you with the proof that the tuition fee have been paid. Again, they deposit that money, which is your cost of living in a Canadian bank, in your name. That also so that you have the money to pay for your cost of living. So you only need to provide that you have money to pay your ticket. How much is a ticket to and fro to Canada? For most of the African countries, it's less than 3,000 Canadian dollars. So If you look at how much is 3,000 Canadian dollars, if you are from a French-speaking, if you are using CFA, I would give you an approximate. It's something like 1,200,000 francs CFA. So that is the highest you can have. So if you are from a country like Gambia, I would say it's something like about 100, 120. I mean, this is the highest. So if you are from Ghana household, if you look at it, it's not quite high. You know, in Nigeria, when you look at it, it's going to be something like 1.5 or less. So this is what you need to prove to yourself, that you also have some money to pay for your flight ticket, but the rest you don't need to worry yourself. So of course, Passage also have they work with legal team. I discussed with Enera and the team before, and then they have let us know that they are going to help our first applicants, group of applicants from different countries with their study permit applications. So that is it. So what do you need to do? Whatever amount you need, because they're trying to avoid fraud. What happened is initially Passage do not take anything. They do like Empower Did and other international organizations that give study loans to students. Once a student applies, they will automatically give you the document for you to proceed to pay your tuition fee, and they expect you when you come, you study, and then you start paying. But some student comes, once they get to Canada, the next thing they do, they run to United States, and it's costing Passage more to follow up in getting their money. So that's why they wanted to see a commitment on the side of the student. So they say, okay, whatever you need, you pay 25% of that upfront. So we see that this is collateral. This is kind of, they call it cash collateral. Now, this money you give to Passage do not use it to pay your tuition fee or to pay your cost of living. Now, that money, typically, it's like a guarantee, and they keep it for themselves. And every month, they will take some portion to pay your loan. Okay? So they'll use part of that to pay the loan every month. So that's how it works with Passage. So you as a student, once you pay that, Passage will give you, like, firstly, we send a document, we apply for the visa, admission. Then you get the admission, you sign for the loan, you get a loan, you get a provincial attestation letter, and then from there you can pay the 25% of whatever amount of loan you are taking. Now, once you do that, Passage will now give you the proof of fund document, which is needed for the visa application purpose. This is how easy it is. But now there are certain conditions. For example, those who are going to, because you know that all these programs are scientific, technical, and so on. So most of the time, they want students who are going for undergraduate diplomas or certificate or diploma programs. They want them, if they are from West African English-speaking countries, that's those sitting for WAEC, like Ghana, Nigeria, Gambia, Liberia, and Sierra Leone. They want you to have at least a C6 in mathematics. This is a requirement. Now, for undergrad, those who are already have a bachelor degree, or they have higher national diploma or BTS in the French system, they also need to get 50% of the mark in order to qualify for most of the programs. So it is super easy. So we will create a profile for the students and make the application. And we use the student email. The student need to complete the rest of the procedures. So like I said, we have certain partners that can help. If you are in Gambia, Mr. Sana, if you Nigeria, Game Adventure will be able to help you. I would recommend all those that contact him to go through him. If you are in Zambia, Danny Connects and etc., all our partners, whoever recommend you, you can get in touch with them to have a one-to-one consultation. So we are going to say, I shared our contact details. So if you also want to get evaluation, you can just send your documents, and then we will evaluate them and see if they are eligible for the how to call it, for the loan. So it's super easy. It increases your chances. I would just wanted to show you a few program for a minute, just 2 minutes, and from there, if you have questions, we will take your questions. But before I do that, if anybody have a question, you can either directly ask, or you can put it in a Q&A, then we will answer those questions. Just a second, I will. Okay, so this is it. This is the system. When you look at this, I don't know if you can see my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen. So they have, these are the universities that they give a loan to. If it is Clayton University, Dalhousie, George Brown directly, that is guaranteed. MC Masters, Queen University, University of Alberta, University of British Columbia, University of Calgary, University of Manitoba, University of Ottawa, University of Toronto, University of Waterloo, and Western University. So these universities, they only give loan for master's program. And all these master's program have to be STEM related. They have to be either applied mathematics, computer science, AI, courses that are related to that. So they give loans to students on that. So now with George Brown, is everything is in one. So once we are applying for you for the admission, at the same time we do it with a loan. So these are some of the programs that they have in George Brown College. We have them like we have mobile application and development. For those who already have a bachelor's degree, they wanted to go in for postgraduate diploma or postgraduate certificate. Now they also have tourism and hospitality management. They also have a cyber security program for postgraduate students. They have electromechanical engineering technician. They have mechanical technician, food, tourism entrepreneurship, heating, refrigeration, air conditioner technician, office administration for health services, blockchain development for those who, again, have a degree or agency, they wanted to go into graduate program, cloud computing technology program, again, postgraduate, dental office administration, carpentry and renovation technician, health information management, apply AI solution development program, behavioral science technician, computer system technician, hospitality service program, early childhood education, also hospitality hotel operation management program, welding technique program, electrician or electrical technician program, information system business analysis, construction engineering technician, advanced manufacturing program, wireless networking program, interactive media management program, food and beverage management or restaurant management program, practical nursing, and personal support worker. So these are the program currently George Brown is offering that Passage have Passage do sponsor students. So again, like I said, a student can decide that, okay, I only want tuition fee, I don't want cost of living. So they can give that. But in order to do that, they wanted your chances to get increased. And they ask you, okay, maybe you have to I just explained your GIC guarantee investment certificate. You just need to open up any bank account in Canada, then deposit that amount of money there. That shows that you have, because Passage also want to help students that they believe that their chances of getting the visa also are quite high. So it's easy, but I recommend that most of the students from Africa that are already here, they are not in Canada, to probably take a loan and a cost of living. That will be quite easy. For example, as we can see here, this is a graduate certificate for mobile application, as he said. The one is a one-year program. The tuition fee is 18,600. So Passage will send this money directly to the school. So when you get in the acceptance letter, you are also getting a proof that you have paid your tuition fee. Now, according to new rules now, the cost of living is now 20,635 Canadian dollars. So again, Passage will provide a letter from a Canadian bank to show that this money is already there for you. But they will not give you this money in bulk. What they will do is they will divide it to 12 months, and every month they will give you 1,719.58 Canadian dollars to the students. With these, the student can pay his accommodation and food and other things. But again, and you have to know that now you have to pay. Passage is giving a loan of 39,200. They want you to pay an interest rate of 11.95% in a 7 years period, that or 84 months. So, but again, Passage is saying that since we are giving you this much, we want some kind of guarantee to show that when you come to Canada, you will leave school and run away, and it will be difficult for us to get our money back. So what we do is we ask you to pay 25% of this. This amount they are borrowing you about, which is about 40,000. They say you pay 25% of that. And how much is the 25%? That is this. Okay, 9,800. When you pay this, Passage will give you the money. When you, as a student, when you arrive your first month for free, you don't need to actually pay any money. You don't need to pay any money for your tuition fee. You don't have to worry yourself. And for your first year, again, you know that even though you are not working, Passage is going to give you $1,719.58. But again, Passage say that we want you to start paying from second month. And how much do you need to pay? We give you about $40,000. We want you to pay every month $575 for 84 months. That is for 7 years. Now, let's say for whatsoever reason a student arrives, he's not able to get a job, or probably he's not fit to work, or let's say the student say, okay, I'm sick, I can't work. So what will Passage do is this amount they give you, 1,719 that they give to the student every month, they will minus the amount you need to pay. So they will minus this amount from the amount. This 575 will be deducted, and then at the end of the month, Passage will now be giving you 1,145 Canadian dollars, which is enough for you to pay your cost of living. That is your housing, and then probably depending on your lifestyle of the student, this could be enough. But of course, some students live extravagantly. It might not be enough. If you decide to be eating in a restaurant every day, this will not be enough for you. But if you decide that I have to prepare my own food and all that, probably this will be enough. But again, the good thing is every student that comes to Canada as an international student, you are eligible to work. Okay, so it used to go up to 30 hours, but now they are reducing it to 20 hours per week. And then the minimum a student can receive, the minimum that an employer can pay an international student would be 1,320. This is why you can receive, in addition to how much 1,720 that Passage is given to you every month. So you see, you will be receiving this, because what we need to understand is that Passage is going to pay, if your program is 2 years, they will pay your entire 2 years tuition fee. But for the cost of living, they are only going to pay for 1 year. So if your program is 2 years, they will give you 20,000 for the cost of 20,635 for the first year. From second year, you have to be responsible for yourself. So that's why students can do part-time job and receive a minimum of these, which they are going to save. And once they save this amount from second year, they are going to be using this amount to start repayment of Passage, little by little, not 575, and equally, they will use that money to pay for their cost of living. This is how it works. Now, again, like I said, Passage will also provide this proof of fund support document, which will ease the visa application procedure for the student. So this is how it works. So we have different programs. So I understand that some of the students apply, some of the students registered through the link. So we have their emails. After this presentation, we are going to send a detailed email. So those who came through some agencies, we will also ask them to get in touch with them. So we will send it to them. They can equally share it with you. So this is it. Now, if you have any questions, I will be super happy to help you in answering them, those that I can answer. Thank you all for your attention. Are there any questions?
All right. Good afternoon, everyone.
Hello. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
So okay, wait 1 minute. So what you can do is you can wave your hand, and I will allow you to go. So I will give to James to proceed, please.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Lamin. This was a very apt presentation. Thank you also for the recognition. This is John Uduma, the director of J Smart Ventures International. I just wanted to chip this in for everyone who joined this session. Some persons came to my DM and said things like, this sounded too good to be true. So I don't know if you could help us shed more light on that. The person was like, what is the catch? Why are they giving us this type of opportunity? It sounds too good to be true. In most cases, things like these are not easily accessible to Africans. So when we see opportunities like this, it's always looking as if it is a fake opportunity or there is an ulterior motive attached to it. So Dr. Lamin, I would appreciate if you could assist in explaining that in details also. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. John. I think that's a wonderful question. We would have asked that to NRA. But what I will say is, firstly, what we need to understand is government institutions in Canada are really very strict. So it is super easy to find out. First, I will encourage everyone to contact George Brown College. Like if you check George Brown College, is one of the best colleges in Canada. So they have put this in their website that they are working with Passage as their funding partner. So every student can go directly. Personally, I have worked with students that have secured these loans. They have secured their study permit. But again, you can go to George Brown College. You can make personal, you can contact all these universities that I mentioned, like University of Waterloo, Alberta, University of Manitoba, and all that, to find, to ask questions regarding Passage. And I think that will be the best way. If a university or the college that you intend to go to, you say, hey, there is this institution that are asking us to make an application that they are going to give funding to us. I mean, we just want to verify if actually you are working with them, if they are authentic company and all that. So you can directly ask them, and then you'll be able to find the answers by yourself. I think that would be much better than we trying to give you, okay, yes, it's true, it's this. Make that finding by yourself. Right now, after the event, go into the university's website, email them, call them, and try to find this information. I think with that, there is no proof that is going to be better than that. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, who is the next question?
Yes, I want to
yes,
ask
Mr.
a question.
Fine.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much for the nice
I have a
presentation.
question.
I want
Okay,
to.
Juliet, you wait first. After Mr. Just line up speak, then you can go on. So, Mr. Infotech, go on.
Okay. Thank you very much for the presentation. The major thing I want to ask, because some of my questions has already been cleared, like the person that just finished speaking said that it's too good to be true. Yes, and you answered well. The best way to find out is to go to the school and make an inquiry. Then I have another issue at hand right now. I have a student that want to go for a seminar in Canada. He applied for that program last year, September. This month, he received a message that the visa has been denied. And his initial plan was when he gets to Canada that he will do a program, that he will continue his education there. But now that the visa is denied, and I had not quite sure that you have to wait for 6 months before you apply for another visa when your visa is being denied. And this program right now, it says September, and between now and September is less than 6 months. What is the chance of that guy to be part of this program? Or is there any other, does it mean that he has to wait till 2025? Or what are you going to do concerning the situation? Thank you.
Thank you so much for that question. Firstly, I want to say that that is a misconception. A student do not need to wait for 6 months before he can reapply, or anybody who got refused. So once your visa is refused, and then you have new information, and that you believe that you can address the concern of the visa officer, you can reapply immediately. I've seen students that got refused within the 2-3 weeks later. We applied and they got approved. So there is no need to say that you need to wait for this. So, but what I will do for you, probably you can take our contact. We will ask for our immigration consultant to look into this. And if you can also provide the reason for refusal later, that's the refusal letter, then we can send to him and he will check, and probably he will be in a better position to advise. You know that somehow, in some way, somehow, if you're in Canada, you don't need to, if you are not an immigration lawyer, you don't really need to talk about it. So it's kind of, that's why some of the questions that are related to that, I don't directly ask Ms. Inera, because he is based in Canada, so he is not obliged to answer questions that are immigration related. So what I can do for you is, our contact is in the Q&A, so just take it, and then after the event, you can send me the refusal letter. Then with that, I can contact our immigration consultant, and then probably he will advise the better way. But as far as I know, if his refusal have nothing to do with fraudulent or been banned or what some other things, it is really possible for the student to apply. Thank you. So I will now give the floor to Ms. Juliet to please ask this question.
Okay, good morning from here. Um,
Morning.
I want to appreciate you for this webinar. It's really, really informative. But my question is, for someone that is already in Canada, can passive sponsor the person to do PSW?
Yes, so it's very possible. So like Inara have even spoke about that. So the case is Passage has specific relationship with specific schools or colleges or universities. So unfortunately, if you are in a college or in a school that is not within Passage partners, they will not be able to help you. However, if you are willing to transfer from your current school to one of the Passage partner school, this is 100% possible. So what we do first, what we will advise first is to send your credential, then we will look at it, we will evaluate, and if we believe that it's okay, then we will proceed with the application. Then you will firstly get your LOA, you get your loan and everything, and then we can withdraw from your previous school and then register with George Brown College for PSW.
Okay, another question. All the courses, are they the same price?
Pardon me?
All the courses, is it the same price?
No. The courses are not the same prices, so there are different fees. So it depends on the program. Some fees are 17,000, some fees are 18,000, some goes up to 24,000. So it differs. So if you register through the link, we will send the detail of each program. But if not, please take our contact, email us or send us a WhatsApp, then we will send you detail of each program, the duration, the number of PGWP, whether 1 or 2 years PGWP they give, and all that is it involves. So you'll have it detailed in an email. Thank you.
Okay, so for someone that is already in Canada that doesn't need the cost of living loan, is it compulsory?
No. If you're already in Canada, you can only take because probably you have your own accommodation. You can only take tuition if you want. Thank you. Yeah, Mr. Cisse, please.
All right, thank you.
No, I was just trying to help on that. That is, if you share the link that you shared the other time, one will be able to do your own site, Sergeant George Brown College, and go to the program of your choice. Then you will see everything will be auto-populated in front of your screen. Then you see it, the course fee, the interest rate, the tenure, the program specific you have chosen.
Exactly.
It will give you direction that without much
exactly.
effort. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Sammy, what happened is,
Juliet, are you there? Right? Okay.
Yeah, of course. I can go to the one physically myself to ask questions. Okay, I'm clear. Thank you.
Okay. No, you can't because we have to confirm and she left. Now I'm the one clear. So yeah. So next question. Mr. Chono, do you have a question? Okay, Mr. Victor, do you have a question?
Yes. Mr. Minde.
Okay, yeah, you can go ahead if you have a question.
Yes, I was listening to everything that you were saying and all the participants in the
Can you speak a bit louder, please?
I said I was paying attention to everything you were saying and the people in the meeting too. So
okay. So you don't have any further question, right?
For me, my question was if you are given the opportunity to come over and then you are able to, you have your visa and you came over and you start going to school. They said you have to start paying 1 month after you start school. So for me, I'm thinking how is the job availability to that effect if you should be paying just a month after you start classes in a situation where you you are not able to secure a job within the 1 month, what happens then?
Okay, good question. So firstly, we need to know that firstly, every month Passage is giving you 1,719.58 Canadian dollars. Now we know that Toronto is one of the most expensive cities in Canada. So, but again, it's possible for a student to get an apartment or an accommodation from $5 to not more than $700 or $800. So again, they are giving about 1,720. So let's say out of 1,720, they are spending about 800. Let's say at high side, they're spending 800 for accommodation. They will still be left with 920. Now, if they are paying 575, for example, Passage will minus that 575 from that money, and they will be left with $345. But again, I will say that George Brown is in downtown Toronto. That is the most busiest place in Ontario. That's where most of the jobs are available. So it's just like the major center. So it is easy for students to get employment. Super easy for them to find something to do. But again, I'm saying that even if a student at worst case scenario do not have any job within that first year, if the student is economical, if the student doesn't live very expensive lifestyle, he's able to manage with that, of course. With the amount, if he's paying, if the amount he's paying is within 500, Passage will minus that, and you still have $1,150 or $1,145. If your apartment is $500 or $700 or $800, you still have some money. Even when Passage is take off that money, you still have some money to pay your apartment, and you will be left with something for other things. So that's how it is. But it's really easy in a place like Ontario to Toronto to get how to call it, to get a job. You know, we have to understand that one of the major reasons why these changes in 2024 came in is all related to Toronto, because Toronto is the place that major house, you know, challenges came in, you know, and then a lot of things are there. So, and now we also need to understand that the IRCC Canada is reducing the number of students that they are approving. You know, like for example, last year they give about 600,000 visa, and this year they say they are giving 364,000. So there's about 35% reduction in the number. That also will increases the chances of job availability compared to previous year where most students are coming. So if you look at it logically, the chances are really very high, in my opinion. I hope that answers your question, Mr. Kale. So great. So did anybody have a question? Ajufo Maxwell, do you have any question?
No, I don't have any question for now. I've just been listening all through.
Okay. Mr. Victor, do you have any question? Victor Egbede, do you have any question? Okay. Mr. Moses, do you have any questions? Great. Mr. Prosper, do you have any questions? So I would also want to add, Mr. Johnson Kalu, you asked a question about the PGWP. So I mean, the PGWP for masters, irrespective of the length, whether it is 1 year or it's 2 years, now according to the new rules, they all get 3 years PGWP, 3 years postgraduate. But for the colleges, it's still the same. So if your program is 1 year, you get 1 year PGWP. So another question, if you complete your degree in a university with the medium of instruction is English, do you need English? Not at all. You don't need English proficiency, Buba. So the case is, even when you are from English-speaking country, you don't need, like Gambia, Zambia, Rwanda, Nigeria, etc. All countries where the official language is English, you don't need. If you also study in any schools or any institution, where the medium of instruction was or is in English, you don't need at all. You don't need to prove this. If you also, if in fact, even you study in a university or English language center, and then the institution can issue a letter that your level is B2, again, you don't need to bring any English proficiency level. But for those who are French speakers, they are from a French-speaking countries, and their level of English is low. Definitely, those students will need to prove that their level of English is good enough for them. So they either sit for IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo, PT, in order for them to apply for this. Please remind me the amount of upfront payment of the loan. So it is 25% of whatsoever loan you are requesting. That is what you will pay once you get your acceptance letter. Before acceptance, you don't need to pay. So Passage is not giving loan for those who are going for 4 years bachelor degree program. No, they only give those who are going for 2-year diploma program, 1-year certificate, or 2 years postgraduate program, or 2 years or 1-year graduate certificate. Now, or master's program, but for masters, you need to get admission by yourself from those universities that I've listed before. If you get admission from them, you can come and Passage will be able to give you a loan as you wish. Please excuse me, but I didn't quite understand what Ms. Enera answered to my question. If you can answer, it will be there. I was asking if it is possible with you, please. Mr. Ruth Usu, I really do not understand your question. If you want me to answer, I will appreciate if you can restructure your question. Victor, yes, you have a question, but can you ask, please? You can either speak or you write it, then I'm going to help you to see if I can answer the question. Thank you. So a question, someone who is already live in Canada who would like to do computer science in Shenzhen and has already obtained admission, how could you proceed? It will be really if you could answer this right. Bon, Monsieur Cheikh, actuellement, le passé n'est pas sponsorisé, il n'est pas donné le préscolaire pour les étudiants ou les écoles qui sont en Québec. C'est seulement certains CEGEM, si c'est en Ontario, le nom c'est George Brown College. C'est seulement cette collège qui a passé donner les préscolaires. Maintenant, si c'est un collège qui c'est au 16e, qui c'est en Québec, malheureusement, ce n'est pas possible pour passer donner les préscolaires. Je pense que ça, c'est répondre à votre question. Merci beaucoup. So, if there is any other question that someone have, I will ask. Okay. Godfrey asks, what of someone that learned welding work from a good welder workshop or a company and has a diploma for it, but did not finish secondary school to get his white certificate, but did not get secondary school to get his white certificate? Is it possible for the person to get loan to travel to Canada? Now, this could be possible, but unfortunately, I do not have the right answer for this. What I will appreciate, Mr. Godfrey, if you could send me your credential, then we will send them to Judge Brown or Passage for evaluation, and they will be the one to give a perfect answer for this, and then we can, in turn, get back to you. Do you work with French students, please? Right now, all schools that Passage are supporting are in English provinces. They are not in Quebec. So if a student is a French speaker, he doesn't speak English at all, if you want to go in for this program, we will advise that he do the English test, and then before he can apply. So those who are already in Benin, Togo, we have our English center going on, so they can come, and we have our IELTS coaching center. They can come and start their program, so we will be able to help them to do their exam. But I think those who are far and they want to do themselves, I recommend Duolingo. It's super easy. The exam fee is cheap. You can do it online anywhere, and then you can get a result within a few days. I think within 72 hours you can get your results. So I think it is better to do that. But those who wanted to also do others, I mean, they can go to any English language center.
Okay, doctor. I don't know if you can hear me. I have a question.
Yes, Moses, can you repeat? Mr. Moses, I didn't get you clearly. Are you saying something? Rashid. So yeah, that's it. So
I don't know if you can hear me. I have a question.
Moses, I don't know, your voice is a little bit lower for me. I can't get you clearly. Can you repeat again?
Okay, I'm saying that I have a
Please ask.
opportunity. I noticed we have been talking about about um about postgraduate studies and BSc courses. I don't know if courses.
Well, Mr. Moses, we are losing you. I will appreciate, maybe you can type in your question Q&A. So I think that would be much easier.
Hello,
Maybe
doctor.
your network is.
Okay, what I'm trying to say is that is there opportunity for students interested in PhD courses?
No, unfortunately, Passage is not sponsoring program that exit 2 years. So, PhD is like 4 years in Canada. So if your program is more than 2 years, they don't sponsor that for now. So they only sponsor 1 or 2 year program. That's why they are sponsoring master's program or 1 year or 2 years graduate or postgraduate or certificate programs. So they don't support PhD for now.
Hello, doctor.
Yes.
I have a question to ask, which I think will be of importance to any one of us here present. That is,
right.
Yes, Passage cannot guarantee visa issuance to applicants. And then some of the students that may go through our agencies or directly by themselves might be rejected. There is that tendency of denial. Okay, and if that is so, sometimes one or two, the applicant loses interest and they want to withdraw their submissions. And if that is the case now, what is the amount to be refunded to them on the financial guarantee that is paid 25% of whatever tuition fee might be?
Right. So I think Enera even talk about that. So Passage do not take even $1 Canadian. They take nothing absolutely. And that within 1 week, they refund, provided that there is a letter from IRCC that the visa has been refused. So once a student can provide a refusal letter within 1 week, the cash collateral of 25% is paid in totality without any reduction.
That is excellent.
Refundable is when a student is making application, George Brown College is taking $110 Canadian as application fee.
That is fine.
Which under no circumstances is refundable.
Okay, it's non-refundable.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Oh. Thank you very much.
So yeah. Please those student request join in. Please admit the student by email. Okay, Godfrey. Okay. So Godfrey, I'll be looking forward to receiving your email or your document, then I can advise. Is there any loan for undergraduate program? I am health personnel with 4 years experience, currently with HND. Older, is there any way out? So Victor, I will advise, if you have a national diploma in health with that experience, so probably you can either go in for practical nursing, you can go in for PS double, and other health related program. So if you are looking for a undergraduate, a 4 years bachelor degree, Passage currently only sponsor 2-year masters or 1 year graduate or 2 years. Basically, they don't sponsor more than 2-year program for now. So the document we will need from you, Mr. Goffrey, will be the diploma you said you got from a welding workshop, and any other credential plus a copy of your passport. At least if you have a CV, you can also add that. With that, we will be able to at least give a little bit of a profile to the institution to evaluate to see if they can be able to accept you. Is there any question? So if there is no further question, I would like to once again thank all of you. And then again, I will send again our contact details, email, in case you want to get more information. You can always contact us. We will give you all the details. Like I also said, most of our partners that you came through, you can also get in touch with them, and they will be able to guide you much better. So everything can go smoothly, because we are not in the same region or the same areas. It would be ideal that you meet with those individuals. If you're in Gambia, Mr. Sana is there. If you are from Rwanda, our partners are there as well. So all those who give you the site, you can get in touch with them.
Please, can you resend your WhatsApp number?
Yes,
can you resend
I sent in the group, so
okay.
If you want to get in touch.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Doctor,
okay,
do
guys.
not forget to share the presentation, please.
Okay. So yeah. So if you can send me your email, so I will send that presentation as well as the other thing. And we will. It's also recorded. So if you want to have the recording, we can send you the link as well, so you can keep it for reference purposes. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for your time. We wish you all best of luck. We are here to support. If anyone needs any further information, you can always get in touch. Okay. Have a nice day and a happy holiday to everyone. I believe that some countries are still working, but for us, we are having holiday today.
Gambia, we are working. Thank you, Doctor.
All right. Okay. It's White Monday here. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Seriously.